Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Brew. You know the drill. We're back at it again with the good old Reddit stories. So let's just jump into it, shall we? Had a falling out with the girl I love and got served a cease and desist order. What can I legally do? Hey guys, I already posted on r/relationships for the relationship side of all of this, but I need some advice on the legal side. For context, I am a 21-year-old male and she is a 19-year-old female. I'll give the short version of the story. I met this girl at the start of the second semester at our university when we worked in one of the rec centers together. She was a freshman and I was a junior. She started college a semester late, she said because of family issues, and said she was nervous about it. So I decided to show her around a bit. We got lunch a few times during the first month on campus, and I gave her tours of the campus. We hit it off immediately, and I knew I was in love instantly. Well, long story short, I asked her out and she said no. I was heartbroken, but she agreed to still be friends. Unfortunately, I don't have evidence of this since the conversation was in person. I tried several times throughout the semester to show her what she meant to me, but she ignored me and all the thought I put into the gifts I gave her. We had a falling out that involved me drunk calling her and her telling me to leave her alone when I tried to explain myself. I have spent the last month in absolute depression. I think about her every day. She blocked me on social media, so I can't see her profile. However, I haven't texted her since school ended, but it finally got to be too much for me. I decided I would try one more time to show her how much I love her. I knew the town she moved to school from. It's only like an hour away from me, and I have family that live nearby. We talked about it before, so I texted her and told her I was coming to meet her. I was going to meet her at X coffee shop, and I wanted to talk about everything. Once again, she couldn't even give me the respect of replying. I checked her Instagram that night and saw that she was out partying that very night. There were pictures of her with alcohol, she is underage, and her wearing skanky clothes. She told me she hated partying. It's like she has become a totally different person. So I did freak out a little. I told her about how much I cared and about how awful it was for her to just ignore me like that, and that I was going to come to coffee shop on X day and she should do me the respect of coming to see me. She never replied, but I got a piece of mail today. It was a fucking cease and desist letter. She said she would seek legal avenues if I didn't stop harassing her. What the Reddit? I need to know what I can legally do to talk to her and make sure she understands my intentions. I don't want to live a life knowing she hates me. From my research, a cease and desist letter isn't legally binding like a restraining order or anything, and I'm not harassing her since I don't have an intent to intimidate or hurt her, so she can't charge me with anything. Is that all true? Do I need a lawyer to respond to her letter? Edit. Wow. Everyone here is talking to me like I'm a piece of shit. Just to be clear, I have not contacted her since I got the letter. I'm trying to figure out my next direction. I can't believe a sub specifically dedicated to legal advice is getting so personal. The post is locked for being combative, but the overwhelming advice on the post is to abide by the letter and cease and desist. OP constantly questions what he has done that was illegal and argues that he is not in the wrong in all of his responses. Update: posted almost 4 months after the initial post. Oh boy, I've been wondering for a while whether or not to post here again. I wasn't going to, but I know my last post ended up on a few other subreddits, and I actually stumbled upon it on r/niceguys. It was rough for me to read, but it was a reminder of what my own mindset and the mindset of so many men like me was. So I decided I needed to post again for some closure, or maybe to help someone else like me. I would have posted this on r/relationships, but they don't let you update posts they have taken down. Yeah, the mods removed my post because it was so problematic. First, I want to assure everyone that I didn't contact that girl ever again. Since I moved, more explanation on this later, I no longer see her or go anywhere near where she used to live, go to her school or work, and I don't know if she even lives in the same area or goes to the same school. I have avoided getting any information about her at all. The way I acted, the way I hurt her, and the way I scared her so much still haunts me. Part of me wants to track her down and apologize, but I know from my classes that 1, that can re-victimize her all over again. 2, it would be a selfish thing to do because it would be to clear my conscience, not make her feel better. If she wants to get closure by talking to me, I'm sure she can find me somehow. And 3, I don't want to make the mistake of using an apology to make her feel manipulated into talking to me again. I learned in my classes that men do that a lot. I don't want to hurt her anymore, so I will work past the guilt while never talking to her again. In regards to my original post, I'll admit that I came here looking for validation, not help. I had a warped sense of entitlement that led me to believe that no one could possibly disagree with me. But obviously, hundreds of people told me that I was up, a predator, a stalker, and that I needed help. All of these people were right. I don't know what happened, but something clicked in me after seeing those comments. Despite how combative and argumentative I was in response to these comments at first, I checked myself into therapy in Michigan the week after I posted here. I knew something was wrong, but I was still in denial. I thought I needed help with heartbreak and being blinded by love, when in reality, I actually needed help with identifying and combating my messed up beliefs systems that I used to justify stalking and victimizing that poor girl. After a few sessions, I started seeing a psychiatrist too. I got on mood stabilizers, and I started to realize that something was indeed very, very wrong with the way I was acting. Something that couldn't be cured by medication. After talking it over with my therapist, I decided it would be best for me to move out of the state and into my aunt's house. Within a month after I'd posted here, I had moved into her house. After moving, I started the process of transferring to a new school, working full-time, and continued to take my medication, and was transferred to a new therapist. I had a fresh idea of the issues I wanted to work on in therapy, but after a few weeks of having 2 therapy sessions a week, my therapist pointed out to me that I was still exhibiting the same kind of obsessive behaviors over women that earned me a cease and desist letter in Michigan. Though I wasn't stalking anyone at this point, I was still obsessing in my mind, which is still bad. I realized that in addition to therapy, I needed more help. My therapist pointed me in the direction of a class run by a local agency that was designed for people who have committed crimes like domestic violence, assault, stalking, etc. Most of the people in the class are court-ordered to go as a condition of their probation/parole, but I signed up voluntarily. I attend a 2-hour class session every week and have been attending for about a month now. The goal of the class is to help us recognize and change abusive/violent behaviors. I know that most of you are probably thinking, what kind of monsters can't recognize violent behavior? Well, people like me. People like me in the last post. I look like a normal person. I grew up in an upper middle class neighborhood. Monsters come in all shapes and sizes. And I fooled myself by saying that because I didn't look like an abuser or because I wasn't like the predators I saw on TV, that I wasn't one. But I am. And I can't take back what I've done. But I can promise myself that I will never victimize anyone else again. In conclusion, a lot had changed for me in 3.5 months. I want to say that I do not blame my behavior on my mental illness or anger or the media or whatever. I made a conscious decision to stalk and terrorize another human being just because I thought that I had the right to dictate how others should interact with me. I have learned from my group that abuse is always a conscious choice and a learned behavior, but I believe that since I've learned this behavior and it's voluntary, it's totally within my control to change it. I've also learned from my group about the importance of having a non-romantic romantic support system. So I made some male and female friends at work that invite me over to play video games with them. Don't worry, Reddit, these are actual friends and not just people I am stalking or believe I am in love with. I talked about this extensively with my therapist and try to be cognizant of my obsessive tendencies. Thank you to everyone who told it to me straight, and I'm sorry for how I decided to treat everyone who was just trying to give me the advice I asked for. I ceased, I desisted, and I got mental health help. Edit. Wow. Just wow. I didn't expect this response. I wanted to say some things for anyone who reads this in the future. I read every single comment in r/best of legal advice, even though I didn't reply to many. I cried a lot while reading them. I didn't post this to be gilded or to be patted on the back. I don't deserve praise for being a normal human being with normal relationships. I am not healed. I still have a lot of obsessive thoughts, and I have to try really hard to have appropriate boundaries. My meds have helped with this, but it's a behavior and thought process I need to change, and that can't be done with pills. I have a lot of mental health issues, duh, based on my first post, but honestly, what you saw was just the tip of the iceberg. I have never had real friends until the ones I have now. Even before the girl I mentioned in my original post, I definitely engaged in stalking behaviors with both women I had crushes on, as well as men I wanted to be friends with. It was never as bad as it was with girl, but I'm sure I still made people uncomfortable. So to the people who are worried that I might use all of this good praise to think, oh, I'm perfect now, so I can do what I want. Trust me, I know that I have issues, and I want to change. I want to have normal relationships and friendships. I want to not be known as that creepy kid at my new college. Please, get help if you need it. Take it from me. All people are capable of changing for the positive. Wow, what a great update. I am so glad that OP sought some help. The original mindset that he had in regards to women and how women owe him respect can be so dangerous. Scratch that. This controlling, obsessive, one-sided mentality is dangerous. And it absolutely goes both ways. Both men and women are capable of having this toxic mindset, and it is not okay for either gender to behave this way. The fact that OP realized that within himself, though, took accountability and is trying to better himself is so uplifting, because not a lot of people do come to these realizations and just continue to victimize, objectify, and mistreat people just because they feel owed. I'll be honest, I was disgusted by this OP at the beginning, but now I'm proud of him. Dude was clearly an argumentative, obsessive stalker who argued with anyone who offered advice. But after so many opposing opinions, he realized he was wrong. He reflected on his actions and sought real, substantive professional help. And I really hope he continues to improve. But anyway, that is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed this mishmash of relationship advice and legal advice with a very uplifting twist. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I will see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!